And there it is. We are, in fact, live and on time, Patrick. No need to ponder and wait any further as we are here. We're probably, don't worry, Anita. Like, unlike the regular chaos that usually ensues upon my reading sprints, every darn time we will probably get some reading done this time. I say probably, but
Probably.
currently I have my good friend Pete from the Ponderings of Pete. I do have his channel linked in the description box down below, so if you aren't subscribed, you should be. And then hopefully we'll be joined by a birthday boy, Theo, the rekindled reader, and Madison Goodyear in some due course. But Pete, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Andrew. I'm really doing great. You know.
Okay, all right, all right.
How are you doing, Andrew? How's your sanity?
Yeah, no. Oh, what's that?
I don't know.
Ew.
Mine left me years ago.
That's that's gross. No, this is a family show. Gosh, sanity? You can't be cursing on my stream like that.
Yeah.
You kiss your mother with that mouth? Jeez. I'm just kidding.
Why, yes.
What is for dinner, by the way, Pete?
It's a random TV dinner that has like things in it. It doesn't actually look very good, but it tastes fine, but only fine.
Okay, okay. So it's
There's
not
like
like a
rice.
Hungry Man or
No.
What are there's a certain one that I really like, but I haven't had it because the sodium is ungodly for you.
Is that where my salt comes from?
Oh God, TV dinners are so bad when it comes to salt. And now I sound like an old man who's just like, I gotta watch my sodium intake, otherwise my blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Your cholesterol.
Oh goodness, Jesus. Tori, I can shoot you an invite if you want to join as well. There is room, my friend. Always willing to have you on. What is up, Shoddy?
So, shall we solve the mystery that we encountered before the stream?
What's the mystery?
Where the heck you found that book?
I don't know. So I heard this one going around, and I thought you were one of them. I really don't know.
I know. I the way I talk and act and just how amazing I am. I am a trendsetter in your mind, but this time it's just not.
I mean, you did help me
correct.
get into indie a little bit, and then I kind of embraced it, and
you embraced it very hard,
and then jumped off the ledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Springtide Harvest is what I'm currently reading by J.D. Mitchell. Hold on, Matt. I'll answer your question. And it takes the D&D idea of like creating a character, doing a couple things in like the backstory, and then going on the quest. Mm-hmm. But like it then has that character have real ramifications because like questers do dumb stuff, D&D players do dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's ramifications for it in here. Like stuff catches up with Haskell, and like everybody around him is just kind of side-eyeing and snickering at this guy because he's like one in a long line of just chumps to these people who live in this questing town where like they have some dungeons out in the dark wood and like you can go and kill goblins and stuff like that. And they actually say, yeah, just go and clear out that dungeon. Like that's in the book. So it's like that kind of close to D&D. It's got very strong ties to it. And because you're into D&D, I thought this like initially came on my radar because of you. Now I have seen other people talk about, I love the tassel, but it's getting in the way, about this because of the cover. Like it looks cool.
Yeah. It gives me like a gargoyles type of feeling.
I'm 75% in, and there's still like there's a dragon skull, but there's no dragon. So there's a small critique right there. Mm-hmm. But let's see. So yeah, Matt, dude, I can't do TV dinners anymore. Like I just can't do it.
I feel like that's actually like a really good advertising opportunity that TV dinners are missing out on.
No, BookTube?
No, just sponsoring lonely YouTubers essentially.
No, no.
It's good branding, right? I mean, that's who their audience is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, hold on. I've got a couple messages from Madison.
Oh, yeah. So in other news, while he's checking those, I'll just say a few things. I'm finally reading A Touch of Light by Tiago Adala. I'm really enjoying it. I'm about halfway through, and it's picking up. And I'm finally kind of picking up on the story. I feel like the first half of it was a lot of things happening and not a lot of time for me to breathe within the story. But I think I'm drawing together the plot threads pretty well now. The halfway point is passed, and I'm understanding kind of what the story's going for. And it's really cool. I don't know. I think just I think one of the few things that I heard about it before I started reading it was griffins. Well, it's the two things: griffins and cultures obsessed with death. So,
And life.
and life, but mostly death.
Yeah. Well, you got the two.
I latched onto the death part.
Okay, fair enough. Those are the slopers that you've kind of latched onto. In the Dominion, they're more obsessed with life, and like death freaks them out, and so they refuse to acknowledge it.
Yeah, and that's basically what I heard. I heard about the domain.
And Matt, if you must know, it was going in.
Oh.
I did the one chip challenge for my 3K.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to watch that. Like
Oh my goodness.
I heard about that. I was like, ah.
It was a lot of fun. That one was fun. I stalled for like 30 minutes before I popped the chip. And I made it like 10 minutes. Honestly, I think I could have gone for 30. I could have pushed through it because it's really only bad for about 7 to 8 minutes is when it's really bad. And then it starts repeating on you a little bit. Like you kind of get the burps, and then like the burps are spicy. But after that, it's not all that bad. But I had also like just eaten a ton of like fatty foods that day because I like did some research, and it said like if you don't want it to be as bad coming out, capsaicin apparently is fat soluble. So eat a bunch of fatty foods, line your stomach, line your guts, and it'll suck less.
Part of me wonders what it'd be like to just do it twice. The first time, do it.
Oh God. Okay, so
like without lining my stomach.
Bo sent me this as well, and I need to know when I'm gonna do it. I haven't figured out when I'm doing this one. One of my patrons sent me the one chip. That was Doug. Doug sent me the one chip, and that was fun. But yeah, I don't know.
I think I would set it for like 4K or 5K, and then just start doing challenges and have that as the punishment.
Honestly, I thought about doing a short of just chugging some hot sauce, because why not?
Do it.
I do the occasional shorts, and sometimes they do pretty good. And I feel like I'm becoming like a gimmick thing with like the hot sauce. I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments, guys. Like, anyway, sound off if you're watching this. What are y'all reading? Shadi, I don't know, because I don't love myself enough, apparently.
You could also try to do like a recommendations and be like, all right, so I'm gonna have like 3 books in front of me. I'm gonna chug this hot sauce and figure out which one matches the hot sauce the most.
Oh gosh. That sounds interesting. I don't know. I'll have to kick that one around in my brain.
I am the source of a lot of inane ideas, so it's just
I'll just start coming to start coming to you for my my shorts.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be my script writer.
Yeah. Like, all right, so you have half of idea. I'll find the other half, and we'll do something weird.
I'm trying to strong arm Tori into hopping on.
Do it, Tori. Hop on.
Tori talks.
There's no like you're not talking, so like, are you living up to your channel name? You got to come on and talk.
All right. Yeah, I'm just making sure I sent her the link. So yeah, okay. Let's see. Reading War of Ruin. Oh nope. Here's Tori with her bright blue headset, loving it.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
We can. Is that a new headset?
It is.
Nice.
What's the brand?
Astro.
Astro. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Is that one of those ones that's got like the interchangeable pads or something for like comfort? No. Okay. No, I was trying
Nice.
to act like I knew things and I don't.
Well,
Mike Molman here is just started a touch of light. Speaking of Mike, I gotta show these. Oh, speaking of Mike, Pete, I've got some like D&D modules that Mike wrote for
Ooh.
his Druid world.
That's cool.
cool.
So I'm gonna have to.
Oh, yeah, the
run.
becoming a druid self pub.
Yeah, I gotta move all of my next book haul, which is obscene. It's obscene.
Just use it as a chair, Andrew.
Oh God. Oh, a book haul throne. But yeah, here's Mike's books.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Let's see. So we've got. I got them in these like gorgeous hardcovers too.
Ooh, oh, and it's printed. Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah.
I wish more hardcovers would do that, but the publishing industry wants to boost their prices. So
I got. I've already read this one, and then I've read this one.
Mhm.
Solid stuff. And then I need to read Sins and Sorrows right here.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I love the print quality on these. Yeah, these are cool. Okay, sorry, I'm geeking out.
I recently bought new books and I don't know where my husband put them. Otherwise, I would show them off.
Oh God, I could literally do a book haul here live on stream, and it would probably take 40 minutes.
So make
I
a
always
40-minute
wonder.
video instead. That's what we have to look forward to in the next week here.
No, because if I do it live, then you all are going to interrupt me, and it's going to take me even longer. A book throne would be cool. It would never use. I would never use my own books. Yeah. Some of them are just that would make me cry. I've got some special editions that I would not sit on. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
That would be they would make up the back of the book, the back of the throne.
Yeah. Lacey's reading Moby Dick. That is a classic that I have never read.
I, at the very least,
might
was
have, haven't
supposed to
you?
read it for school. I think I read probably the first couple chapters. I don't remember if that was one of the ones that I didn't read and faked a paper on or not.
Nala Wafer's reading Dresden 13. I believe that's Ghost Story. 12 is Changes. Ghost Story comes immediately after Changes. Yes. Cool. Okay. And then Mike is also doing A Touch of Light. I think I've already put that one on the screen. I don't know. But like I said earlier, I'm reading Springtide Harvest, and then on the Kindle, which is half busted, I am reading Shadow of a Dead God by Patrick Samphire, which is kind of like a Dresden clone, but it's like if you took Alex Verus, mixed it with Dresden, and then mixed it with I had this all in my head last night. You mixed it with what's that world? I've blanked.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. It's one of the The Crew. Mixed it with The Crew.
Oh,
There we
nice.
go. Because like in this world, like the magic comes from the dead gods, and so like it's something that's exuded from their corpses, and so the mages can tap into it, and that's how they do magic, which is kind of gross, but at the same time kind of cool.
Is it like, are the dead god? How big are the dead gods? Because like this reminds me of an idea I once had.
Hasn't been shown on the page.
Right.
It's been, there's theories, but like there's also like a ton of dead gods. So like,
yeah, because like an idea that I've had kicking around my head for a long time was a circus that took place inside like the skull of a dead god type of deal.
Okay, that would be cool, Pete.
Yeah.
What up, Madison?
Hi.
Hello.
Madison got her time zones mixed up.
I did, and like it wasn't a miscommunication. Andrew very clearly told me the time zone he meant, and my brain just said a different time zone. And I thought he said Pacific, and that means 9 o'clock at my house. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll be there. Like my kids will be in bed. I'll just hang out and read for a couple hours. Turns out it's 6 o'clock here, which means, dinner time, bedtime, homework, baths. So they are on cruise control right now. So I'm good for a little bit, but then I gotta,
that's fine. While you're here, congrats on 2K.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, that happened yesterday. I feel bad. So on the night before, I was Steve was doing his live stream, his like reading sprints, and I was just like, hey, and he was like, hey, how's your day going? Like, how, anything cool happening? And replying to him, I was like, yeah, I'm about to hit 2K. Like, that's pretty cool. And then he was like, gave me this like super generous shout out. He's like, everybody go over. And I was like, now it looks like I popped on just to be like, go subscribe to my channel. So it felt kind of like gross. But anyway, he kind of pushed me over the edge. So thanks, Steve.
These good people.
He is. He totally is. I was like, gosh, you're probably like a lecher. Anyway.
So I just noticed that Theo is on your thumbnail for this, and I don't have my black beard available at the moment. Am I taking his spot?
No, there's definitely room for Theo. Should Theo is, it's like he's in birthday.
Well, it's his birthday today, I think.
I know. And I have a really funny Theo story to tell. And actually, it's probably better that if he's not here because he'll be embarrassed.
Okay.
So it's just like pretty cute. I have a daughter who's 11, and she's just now kind of getting into the phase where she's like noticing guys, right? And so we'll be like watching stuff, and I'm not gonna push it, obviously, but we'll be watching stuff, and I'm like, how about that guy? Like, is he pretty cute? And she'll either like, she used to just be like, oh my god, you're embarrassing me, but now she's kind of at the point where she's like, yeah, he's all right, or not so much. So like, this is a list of the guys that she like straight up looked me in my eyes and was just like, not cute, ugly. Like, what do people see in him? Like, straight up not into it.
Is Theo going to be on this list?
No, listen, Zac Efron. She's like, I don't get it. Ugly. Austin Butler was one. Brad Pitt. Like, I showed her some pictures of Brad Pitt when he was like younger and like in his prime and stuff, and she's just like, ugh. These are the two people. These are the two celebrities that she's just like, now that's what I'm talking about. One's Legolas. Like, duh. And the other is Theo. So
I mean, Theo is
so true. He's so lovable. So anyway, I wish he was here because I'm gonna tell him happy birthday. But Theo's the best, and obviously, like, ladies love him.
Theo's a very pretty man. Anna, thanks
for Legolas.
Thanks for stopping.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to figure out like that. Those are two. I feel like those are two very different.
It is
visual types.
Theo's a man's man. Theo's a big guy. He's jujitsu and the beard and all that. And then there's Legolas, who's elven.
Maybelline.
So
eyeliner and angst.
Yeah, basically.
Definitely still trying to. I'm still trying to like narrow in on what her taste is, but either way, good taste. Good taste.
I mean, has Theo ever been on screen taking down Oliphants?
In her mind.
Maybe we don't know what Theo gets up to in his free time.
Yeah,
it's true.
He could have Narnia in his bedroom.
Dang, he's like, open up and tell us about that if he does, because
I wouldn't.
Go.
I wouldn't tell you. Oh, and Anna,
Theo,
I'm gonna say 1984.
I'm hurt.
Theo, come tell us about your magical bedroom.
Andrew, I'm hurt.
Madison. Those crystals.
Narnia, okay.
Geez, the magical bedroom. This is off to a good start. Barkowitz is reading Before They Are Hanged. What is everybody on? I know what Pete's reading. What about you, Tori? Shogun. Yes, you've got the uber beautiful.
This is just for context. I read 100 pages before I went to sleep last night. That is 100 pages. That is not. That's the rest of it.
That's good. I feel good. I feel good about this. You feel good about that?
I mean, how many pages I read?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a big book.
It's big.
It's a big book.
There's a lot of first law going on in the chat.
That's
Andrew,
so
I'm assuming that you've already finished Shogun.
No, so it's a 3-month buddy read.
He read it yesterday.
No,
Yeah.
I read it at the beginning of the month.
He DNF'd it.
I did not. Y'all are mean.
I really
so
not.
glad you
Bring out the
invited us
worst
all
in me.
tonight.
I don't know what this is in reference to.
The size of the dead god.
Oh, okay.
Alan's on fire this evening.
Oh, geez, that's fantastic.
Maybe I just won't share with him just my enjoyment of Arkham Horror 2nd Edition when I do play it.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a game Alan likes, and it's like not in print anymore, and I found a copy.
Geekosity, it's amazing. You can watch her review, but it's gonna be that she's gonna say it's amazing. It's very good.
Alan, that's amazing.
Yeah, like in a nutshell, the way I kind of wrapped up my review was that people talk about modern classic fantasy a lot, and they kind of throw a bunch of books in there. I'm like, this is probably the most objectively modern classic fantasy I've ever read. So, like, insane classic style world building, but with more modern twist on the characters. So, that's my fast pitch.
Elaine says Theo's breaking little girls' hearts.
Wait till I tell her how old he is now, though. She will be like,
Whatever.
He's my age, by the way. We're the same now.
Let's see. I am 32, so I've still got a ways to go.
I will catch up with Andrew in May.
Let's see. Alan recovered.
Not that far behind you, Madison.
Yeah. You know, but I've always said that I don't know why, because I can't think of anything good that actually happened to me, but in my mind, it's the perfect age was 34. I don't know why. Like, I can't think of like any one certain thing that happened or anything, but to me, I'm just like, I feel like that's the perfect age because you're like old enough that older people aren't like, oh, you're a baby, but you're young enough that like younger adults aren't like, ew. So I feel like if I could have put a pin in any age and just stayed that. Also, 34 was when I started dyeing my hair purple, so I feel like it was really when I came to my own. So 34.
Peak Madison Goodyear.
Peak. Yeah. Peak.
Pete, are you in your 30s? Or are you in your 20s? You're in your 20s still.
I'm 576.
Oh, okay.
That was my guess.
That's where all those book textures.
Yeah, I was gonna say that explains the like cavern that you.
Yeah. So I collect books, and this is actually like a tiny corner of a very, very large interdimensional space inside of a tiny house. I kind of built this over the years, just bit by bit, taking a little bit of space here, a little bit of time there, and warping it around just as old people do. And yeah, so I have a collection of about 6 million books right now. It's great.
Yeah, no, the amount of anxiety that just filled me with, considering that the average human can only read 3,000 if they read like one a week. In a lifetime. So yeah, no thanks.
I think it's You'll be way past that.
By the way. Oh yeah, that's the goal. that's the dream. The dream is to at least have a library. I've got room for at least one more shelf here, and then I can probably get some shelf extenders and create room up top, which will just make my wife so happy.
I was gonna say our bedroom is like slowly being taken over by bookshelves, so eventually we just will have a small path from like the door to the bed, and everything else will just be stacks of books everywhere.
I do have a library. Like I have a whole room that is a library, but it used to be my office because I used to have a business, and then I just transitioned it slowly into my library, and so. We really can't justify having a room that's totally for books. Like we host enough family and stuff that we really should have a designated spare bedroom. And I'm just like, that's what the air mattress is for. I'm pretty sure. So I do. I have
Chris, the real bookaholic. He lives in Jersey, and that man, like, I'll go on his Instagram and it'll be like, oh yeah, I had such and such help me put up shelves in the guest room, and it's like. Full wall shelves.
His entire house is a solid library.
His entire house
is insane.
Awesome.
It looks so cool.
It looks like Nirvana. Chris is absolutely dope. I'm so happy to start the channel.
Me too.
He's a great guy. My dream is to know a master carpenter and be best friends with a master carpenter so they can build bookshelves for me.
Yeah, but you'd still have to pay him.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know
Possibly.
what kind of friends you have, Andrew. But I don't pay my
Depends on the
friends
friend.
shit.
My grandfather is a master woodcarver, like world level master woodcarver.
Ooh. Can I be best friends with your grandfather?
Like, is he
Sure,
looking for
he's
friends?
81. Yeah, he would love that. He will tell you stories all day, every day. Like, yeah, like he
I
goes
love being told
places.
stories. That's why I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do our first sprint because I just heard my son screaming, so I need to go investigate that. So we are going to sprint till the top of the hour. Does that sound good?
Yeah. My
I
my
may or may
5-year-old
not be
is
here
in
when we
like
come back. So
my 5-year-old is in like full barbarian mode outside of this room, and I've just shut the door and been like, "Here, honey."
yeah, I may or may not be
That-
here when we get back. So
That is perfectly fine, Madison. We'll be here for a little while, but thank you for hopping on. And again, congrats on 2000.
thank you so much.
So let's go ahead and start reading. All right, everybody. That is the top of the hour. Pete. 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 Oh, he didn't have his headphones on. Oh, goodness. I was just sitting here going, Pete. Pete.
I apologize for all of you that had to endure that.
Oh, jeez.
Look, I was caught up in the book, so you know the writing is good.
Oh, yeah. No, I've read it. I've read all of his books so far.
Nice.
There is a strong possibility for the appearance of a wild Alexandria.
Ooh. Strong possibility.
So that way he can come on and bully one of us. He'll flip a coin, and then he'll choose one of us.
A 3-sided coin.
Anthony thought that Pete was sleeping.
No, not quite. The book was down here, so like all the things.
Tori, you were kind of hard to hear. Do you have your headphones?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotta. No!
She's gone.
She's gone. We're not cool enough for the Tory Club.
It's fine.
Got Derek Bailey in the house. This little gem right here. Voidwalker collection. I need to get on this.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Excellent.
I was just talking about. You know what? I might read the first.
That is
one.
very pretty.
Yeah, I might read the first one of this in the next sprint because, frankly, so here's the way I'm treating this month. Like I told you, I was cutting back, and then I'll ask the standard question: how did everybody's reading go? And then I'll start talking. So, how did everybody's reading go? Let me know in the comments, and now I'm gonna start talking. So basically, I hit my 80%. I wanted to hit 80% in Springtide Harvest today, which means I'll finish it tomorrow. I've been trying to do that in 20% chunks. And then I've only got 10% to read in Shadow of a Dead God tonight, and that'll put me at 50%. And once all I've got left is Dead House Gates and these 2 books, and then I'm done for the month. So I might throw in one of these novellas.
Nice.
Darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And that's my cue to leave.
Oh, look at all those Funkos, Alan. I love all those Funkos. All them one-piece Funkos. You know, Alan's got a great camera when, like, he rolls up and all of a sudden the bookshelf just goes blurry and he becomes crisp, clean focus.
Exactly. So, Tori, how was your reading?
In us.
What? Right now, I'm trying to figure out why, when I clicked on the link that you sent, it opened the link in, like, Microsoft Edge. Because I don't want that. But my hard drive is brand new, so I'm trying to reestablish all the settings I had. So I don't know how to make it not do that.
Oh, okay.
You have to reestablish dominance, Alan. You have to look it in the eye and say, "I am
the
captain here."
It's not helpful. I had to tell my students today because I was talking about technology, and they made a joke, and I'm like, guys, y'all know I love jokes. I do not like jokes when I'm actually trying to find an actual solution to a technology problem, because I hate when I can't figure out technology. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about earlier today. Like, I'm fine right now. But like earlier today, I was like, kids, no. Anything else, but not when I'm actually trying to figure out how to work this stupid thing. So
Anita's solution is probably the thing is you have to go and find your default browser settings.
Okay. So I know I don't know how to find those. That's my problem. I don't know where to find the default browser setting. That's what I'm having the problem with, because I know I need to set Chrome as default browser. But I don't know where to find that. So I need to know that. That's great.
Are you on Windows 10 or 11?
I don't bloody know. Oh, probably 11, because when I click the start menu, it pops up some stupid thing that I then have to click another button that says start menu.
Is the start menu in the middle or on the left?
On the bloody left.
Okay, you're on Windows 10.
Okay, why is my start menu look different? Why do I have it? Why do I click the Windows thing and then it says start menu? What if I just defaulted to that? Oh, classic start menu. I don't want classic start menu. Oh, yes, I do. What? I don't know. Guys, I just hate having to redo my settings. Oh, I can pick. Fun.
Did you find it?
No, but I found a way to fix the start menu that I hate. So.
Oh, cool.
Eventually, I'll set my new camera up to live stream. I haven't done that yet because technology scares me and I need Theo's help. So,
whenever I have a technology issue these days, I just go on YouTube and like search my technology.
See, I do the same thing, but I need somebody to like be there with me while I'm on YouTube setting it up. Like that's the level of tech help I need.
But like, see, I hyperfixated. This is completely off topic, but it's a technology thing. I hyperfixated and I couldn't stop. 2 nights ago, I just got back into gaming, and so my PS4 sounded like a jet engine because it's laid destitute on the shelf for like 2.5 years. And so I had to figure out how to open it up and clean out the fan. Mm-hmm. And then that wasn't good enough. I had to clean out the heat sink as well. My brain told me I had to do this. And I went on YouTube and it's like, hey, you have to void your warranty and you have to open up the console. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can just take some Q-tips, stick it back in there. And
sorry. Ha-ha! Suck it, restored to what I want there. Yes. Sorry.
So I'm assuming you got a new computer?
No, so remember, all I've done is witch and moan about my freaking hard drive and about how when I open my video editor, 100% of the disk is being used. Well, I finally took it to the place, and he's like, "Yeah, your hard drive's failing, clown." And I'm like, "Oh, well, will you replace that?" And so he's like, "Cool." I'm like, "Oh, please don't forget to get that data because I got like 6 videos that I need, as well as like my presets for editing." Well, he couldn't get the data off. And so I replaced my hard drive. So the thing runs great now, but couldn't get that data off. And so he's like, hey, you can send it here and they'll retrieve it. And like the cheapest was like $700. I'm like, my life's not on there. Like, I don't want to film those videos again, but that ain't $700 worth of material on that hard drive. So my friend was like, hey, what if you just connected it and then used this program? And it's only $90 if they grab more than 500 megs of stuff. And I said, I'll try that. And it worked. And I'm so happy about it. But so the hard drive's completely wiped though. So I had to I had to reinstall everything. And so all of my settings are jacked. So I'm trying to reinstall everything and stuff like that. And so that's where I'm having difficulty. Thank you, Anitha. Default browser, make default. Why is it not already default?
Because
web browser, Microsoft Edge, kiss my grits. Oh, before you switch, try Microsoft Edge. It's new, it's fast, and it's built for Windows 10. Check it out. No, switch anyway. I knew what I clicked.
Nobody it's that old sad meme of like Internet Explorer. When it was just like my only purpose in life is to download and install Google Chrome.
It worked that time. So clicking on that link worked. Thank you so much, Anitha. Boom, bonus points. You get
a gold star.
No, you get 10 Alexandria bucks. Actually, we're gonna call these drachmas. You get 10. Alexandria drachmas.
Wait, what is that an advertisement for?
I don't know. Oh, it's a warranty for the little cord that USB'd and attached to that hard drive. See, here it is. Look, I didn't realize it. Look at how little it is. all my crafts on here. Like, look at it, it's so small. And then this is the cord. So it's a warranty. It's a 2-year warranty for this cord.
Oh wow.
And you've just now installed 10 drachmas on the warranty card for Anita.
Wait, are drachmas like a type of
Currency? Greek
Currency?
Yeah.
currency?
internet currency?
No.
I mean, you could even
Is
say
Alan starting his own
Bitcoin?
crypto?
There we go. That's the term I was looking for. Thank you.
no, it's just a game.
I'll be honest. Bringing back drachma as a cryptocurrency would be dope. I would invest in that.
No. It's just a game.
I say invest. I mean gamble because that's what crypto
It's
is.
like Shroot bucks.
Oh, Kay was asking what kind of camera I got. I have a Sony, what is it?
EV.
E10.
What about Evie?
She has
Right?
a Sony EV.
She has cameras now, apparently.
These can be exchanged for deferrals of holy war, Anita.
Ooh.
Deferrals of holy war.
Why would you want that?
Well, I mean, if the holy war's against her,
Okay.
Yeah, but that's half the fun.
Yeah, I was gonna
well,
say.
it's a get out of holy war free card is really expensive. Like 10.
But why
10
would you want that?
10 drachma is not gonna. I don't know. It can get out from my crushing disapproval cards. A pass to read 100 pages ahead of me in a buddy read.
I'm behind you right now. Will you just take a moment to appreciate that? I am literally behind you in a buddy read right now.
Yes.
So now
But
you
please
are ahead of
understand
me.
that I
and
started
should be
I
upset
started
about
a
it.
week and a half ago. You started it
Last night.
yesterday.
I'm only
So,
150 pages in.
I'm
Everyone
only
wants to know is, can you pay for a
220
sprint on
pages in.
demand?
So
A
yes,
one-on-one
yes.
sprint.
Pay for sprints on demand. Yes, I'm gonna have I'm gonna get a whole. Y'all help me.
Orangutans.
Anita, Charmaine, help me. Let me get a list of like Alan drachmas to. Oh, thank you.
Do any of them have to do with orangutans? That's my question.
I mean, sure, why not?
You know what? That should go on some some merch. Just a shirt that says like have 10 Allen bucks or something like that.
Shroot bucks. Yeah, sure, for sure. Tori.
Yes.
Oh,
Never mind. I'll send you a message.
Okay. You call me out aggressively on a live stream. Like, it's fine.
It wasn't aggressively. You can tell it wasn't aggressively because my eyes were like this. Tori. This is me being excited. Tori. That's me aggressively. There's a difference.
no, that sounded more disappointed than aggressive.
It's the eyebrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That
aggressive doesn't
sounds like
necessarily
more
have
like
to be-
Aggressive. Tori.
that's
Tori. All right.
it's
Okay.
being
So
projected
it's still the eyebrows.
aggressively, Alan.
It's still the eyebrows, but look at the face. So Tori. That's excited. Tori. So it's different. It's different here.
I'm so glad I have you to help me understand social
The
cues.
captain. Evil.
Where's Evie for gifts when you need her?
What time,
Y'all know what that's from?
Andrew? What time did that happen roughly?
Have y'all seen that episode? Have y'all seen that episode?
An hour 13.
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
It's
Oh
an
my
episode of How I
goodness.
Met Your Mother, where like they're afraid of the guy because when it's just
The captain? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he looked-
If you're talking about How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah,
then
I love that episode. I love the
the
captain.
captain is so cool.
I love
like,
the captain.
No one ever talks about it's always like Barney, but like the captain as like a cameo character who's only
I
in
love
like
the
2 or 3 episodes is amazing. Please gift that as a. Don't worry, we are messaging Evie as we speak. See, Tori's on it. All right. So, did we establish like Pete? How far did you get into A Touch of Light?
I read another 40 pages.
Your reading speed upsets me. Your physical reading speed upsets me because, like,
I mean, if it had been Forge of Darkness, I would have gotten like 4. To
what
be
is
fair,
Forge of Darkness?
Carcanus, Malazan.
Erickson,
Oh.
it's his trilogy, his like Well, is it still a
new one?
trilogy or is it longer than that now?
It's gonna be a
is that one the
trilogy.
prequel or the sequel?
It's the prequel.
Prequel.
Okay.
It's the one about the edgy dudes.
That does. I'm
The
still
Erickson
scrolling.
edgelords.
Oh, freaking
The dark elf.
That sounds like a
stand-ins.
fan club. The Erickson edgelords.
Yeah. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
We'll have to message AP and see if that one's taken.
Well, I'll show up in like super thick eyeliner and
Yeah. I got plenty of black clothes.
same.
You got plenty of black clothes. Do I have a lot of black? I don't have enough black clothes.
I have like 3
Gosh.
things in my closet that are not black.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm literally in PJs right now. Like this is what
Same.
I live in at this point.
Oh, we're just lifting our legs up.
Just get
Yeah.
that leg into and oh jeez, I need to stretch.
That's a whole ankle, Andrew. Calm down.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were back in the 1800s, and I've just
And Andrew, keep it PG.
Yes,
not
please.
R.
Are ankles not PG?
No.
Ankles are R, Andrew. Chill.
Andrew,
Or-
so when I was reading Crystal Matar's Legacy of the Brightwash, I sent her a note because you've read it, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I am 30% into it, and then
Okay. Well, I sent her a message around like within the first third, and I just said, "Congratulations, you've officially created a character that makes me want to cover my ankles." So she was like, "Yes."
Oh goodness. No, it is not an armpit. Nobody wants to see
That's a whole different level.
that. Like ankles are funny. Armpits are unsettling.
Is this where we're going with this?
I mean, this is where it's going.
I need to know approximately how long we're going to stay on this. Like, why have we returned to this?
We could go back to childbirth, Alan.
Who keeps no?
I forgot about that.
I rewatched part of that the other day and just watched Alan's face through that conversation. It was fantastic.
Really? I can't do it. I can't go back and watch. I can't watch myself. I'm so embarrassed.
I do because I get social anxiety and I'm like, did I actually sound stupid in that part? So I go back and like rewatch it.
Like half of the time, Evie will gift something, and I'm like, about 50% of the time, I'm like, that is funny, and 50% of the time, I'm like, I don't remember saying that, but that sounds like something I'd say.
There I am on video doing the thing.
I don't, guys, I do not remember the stuff I say. I don't. Like, my students will be like, remember when you said? I'm like, no, but that sounds like me. It sounds like something I say.
I don't remember conversations I had like a day or
Not at
two
all.
ago.
My face doing what? When y'all talking about childbirth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that one. Yep. That was, perfect.
It's magical, Alan.
It's pretty great. Also, Pete, I also got 40 pages. So, Knuckles.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
got
if I'm-
40 pages?
I thought you were about to do one of these, Tori, where you like talk with your hand. Like
I'm not my grandfather. No.
I know. I was about to do it. Look, Anjin-san. Have you met Rodrigo?
Yes, I
Yes,
love him.
Inglés.
He's great.
Ay, Inglés.
Yes, he's great. I like him a lot. I just met him.
Rodrigo is probably one of the best characters in that
love
book.
Rodrigo.
He's fabulous. I'm
He's-
here
he's-
for it.
He so doesn't want to like him.
Oh yeah, because he's a dirty papist, and Blackthorn's a devil.
The insults they all give each other, it's hilarious. I'm enjoying it immensely.
I love that he's like, oh hey, Todi-sama. He just like calls people like crap, and he'll use like Japanese word and then a bunch of Portuguese. I love it.
There's one scene, Tori, regarding ducks that I can't wait for you to get to.
About how far in to this?
Farther than where I am, so farther than page 300.
Okay. Well,
It
never
is
mind.
probably midway through book 2.
Okay. I'll be reading that like next week. So
It's fantastic. I literally about fell out of my chair.
when I first read this book, I went around calling everybody Inglés for like
nice. Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
40 pages of Shogun.
I mean, Shogun's actually a pretty easy read once you like Tori. I know, like having to acclimate to the third omniscient, right?
Yes,
Like,
it takes like
so
that. I have to
bizarre.
stop and kind of like back myself up a couple paragraphs and be like, wait, okay, what just happened?
Once you get used to it, though, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even for me who's slow, it kind of flies. Well, I've read it before, so maybe that.
Well, and it helped that the classic that I read right before this was also in third omniscient.
Oh, cool.
So that kind of helped. But
Alan, you're a fan of the third person omniscient, right?
I am, because I don't hate info dumps.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't mind. I think it adds like an element of suspense, like being able to be like, oh, but he didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. Third, like, I forget that third limited wasn't the norm back when I was growing up. So, you know,
I don't know.
Like the multi POV, like super limited third, like Germs. Like, that's the first time I remember that being the thing where you got the character's name in the there's no chapters, it's like the character's name instead or whatever.
See, it's interesting too, because I remember talking to someone a while back who read, and I was writing something, and this was a while ago, and she was like, you're just head hopping too much. There's way too much head hopping. And I'm like,
okay, that doesn't bother me.
But isn't that like a thing? Like it's like there's a name for that.
People just don't like it.
So it's weird because it's almost like some people have forgotten that it exists.
Yeah.
And it's like a valid thing if you can do it well.
I agree.
Yep.
So
yes, Jonathan Rhys Davies plays Rodrigo in the miniseries.
That makes me want to watch the miniseries. Like,
the miniseries is really good. It
won a bunch of awards, didn't it?
Because it's excellent.
Is it on like any of the major platforms?
I have the DVDs. I've had it for forever, so I don't actually know. But let me Google for you.
What up, Ben?
Shogun.
Ben.
The Ben of the overly average.
Who is probably in Canada and England at the same time.
Yeah, no, he it's official today. He became Canadian.
So no, can't read it.
So it's fine. He gave up his British status in order
to. The Brits could have dual citizenship.
Oh, I don't know.
Alan, why did you send me a message with an exclamation mark and nothing else?
Oh, I was bumping that because I thought you forgot about it.
What did I forget about?
I don't know. I accidentally sent Tori a whole like audio message because I dropped my phone and I've got push to talk activated, and so it just went.
Well, I'm sitting there reading Shogun, and we're all quiet because we're all in a reading sprint, and all of a sudden my Voxer goes blip blip. And I was like,
I don't know how to get my Voxer to go blip blip. It does not. Voxer on Android will not send me the noise. It won't. Instead, it's just a random notification noise. It fills me with rage.
Yes, sorry. I will get back to you on that.
Oh, no worries. I just thought you forgot. I always forget if I look.
I didn't. I promise.
Okay, no worries.
I felt bad. I spent half of my sprint over on. Well, I say half. I spent like 5 minutes because I caught the tail end over on Nico's channel because he did his bookshelf reorganization, and I'm constantly threatening him that I'm going to go to his house and do an unhaul for him.
Word.
I would feel very like self-conscious doing that on live because that would just be a lot of me having an anxiety attack over where my books are supposed to go.
One of the most fun I've ever had on a live stream was boxing up my books with Nico here.
That was a really good one.
I was so hyperactive.
Andrew, that's like standard.
No, I was like, here's my regular hyperactive level, and then I was kind of like up here.
That's too much.
You had your friend with you.
That's too high.
Yeah. What up, Nikki?
You know, Tori, the way you overcome that is you make your brain focus on something else. So the reason that's why, like, I don't have as much stress reorganizing them about like where everything goes because I'm focusing on the puzzle of where.
You know what stresses me out about your collection, Pete, is getting a book out of it.
I plan, Andrew. I actually had to move Justice of Kings to a different month because it's in a place that's unreachable and I have to rearrange it first.
No, I'm not okay with that. That fills me with so much.
I had so many other books that I wanted to read that I'm like, all right, cool, let's start Touch of Light. It's fine.
Hey, that works. It's really, really solid.
Flexible planning.
Is that my kid? Is my
No,
kid
that was
crying?
my kid.
Let's play a game.
Who's pulling
Whose
up the
kid is
baby
it?
cam to see what's going on
Not
here?
my kid.
That is 100% my kid. So we're going to start a sprint because I got to go deal with him.
I might possibly have to jump off depending on how late this one goes because I have a live stream at 8. So
For what?
I'm talking to my best friend about fantasy art, Alan.
That's right, you are. Andrew D. Meredith and Tiago.
Andrew, Tiago, and Sarah and I are going to talk about fantasy covers and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, we're going to go to 45. How about that?
Sounds good.
I have to get the food's ready, so I have to go eat dinner. I'm gonna edit a video till then.
Cute.
My first video in 11 days.
It's fine, Alan. Hi, Pete.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Madison.
I'm back.
How did bedtime go?
So smooth. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Having older kids, it's the fucking bomb. Like, it's so good. I was always worried about having older kids. I was, but it's the bomb. It's the best.
Well, you got preteens right now, so preteen, they're not quite teenagers yet.
It's true. Like, let me preface that because I'm sure teenagers and stuff is terrible, but my kids are ages 7 through 11 right now, so they're still cute and fun, and they say like funny things, and you enjoy like being around them. But they're very, very independent. Like, all my kids can make ramen noodles. Like, we're good.
Nice.
So I absolutely love this phase. So yes, bedtime was awesome, and I was able to listen to Mike's doing a live stream right now.
Yeah,
with,
for Pierce Brown.
For the Red Rising stuff. So I'm doing that reread with them. So I was able to listen to that while I was doing like folding a bunch of laundry, putting the kids to bed, doing homework and stuff. So it was perfect. And did you guys get a lot read? How'd that go?
My son started crying, so I had to go deal with that. But
no crying, another good thing. Just kidding.
Yeah. That took 10 minutes, and then I started the Voidwalker collection by Derek Bailey. This is like 8 novellas that are supposed to be kind of like a 8-part miniseries type of deal. Like, that was the thought behind him. I was reading the preface. I'm liking it so far. It's kind of trippy.
Nice.
But yeah, that's really all I got done. How about you, Pete?
I got another 20 pages done in Touch of Light, so I hit past 300.
It's not a super long book. I've got the hard. Well, was that last stream that I pulled? Anyway, I pulled a whole bunch of books out because I had a video idea. I'm thinking of doing a tier ranking for all the series I've completed. Like, completed. Like, the series has to be complete, and I have to have read the series for it to make the list, which means I need to take out First Law because I haven't read Age of Madness yet. Well, no, but then I would have to take out Magician.
Theoretically, you could only include the first 3 books if you wanted.
Yeah, technically.
It's a
you could count it as like the trilogy as a whole series for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just I was looking around. I think Matt from Matt's Fantasy Books or Fantasy Reviews, always so many channels. He just did a similar thing. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna give that a try.
No, that is interesting because that would be 2 completely different lists, I feel like. Just like favorite fantasy series in general and favorite completed. I'm completed, it's completed, we're all caught up. That would be 2 different lists. So that would be interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I kind of want to get back into more tier rankings just because I've only done like 1, and it was like a year and a half ago. It's been forever. Looks like Seven Kennings is coming out in November, so it got pushed. That is, I think that's Kevin Hearn. That's Kevin Hearn.
Oh, is that the Giants one?
Yeah, it's Plague of Giants and
shoot.
Black Crows. Where are you?
I have the first 2 actually.
These 2.
Yeah, I found the first 2 in hardcover somewhere. I think in like thrift shops or something.
I need to get these in hardcover, but I've got them in mass market paperback.
Yeah, I remember seeing. I think it was Leslie's review, and I'm like, "Ooh, it's a bard. That sounds really cool." And I just haven't put it on.
It's so much more than just a bard.
I'm a sucker for a bard POV.
There is a bard POV, but basically, there's an interesting mechanic in the Seven Kennings that's really hard to explain. The way the magic system works is there's like 4 or 5 different schools of magic. No, there's 7. The 7 Kennings. So there's 7 different schools of magic, and one of them is a performer or an actor who can take on the aspect of other people. And so he takes to this town square and he can transform into the person, and then he will orate their tale, and then the bard is taking that down. And like meanwhile, like he's performing to crowds of people, and he's telling all these tales of these individuals. And so you're getting the individual POVs of those people air quotes because it's this guy who's transformed into them. But it's still from their POV. And then you also get the standalone Bard's POV. It's really interesting. It's also like, it's a funny book, but at the same time, it's not a funny book. And that's just Kevin Hearn, though. Kevin Hearn wrote Iron Druid, which is also very funny. And
That's
yes,
a
Derek,
super interesting concept. Like I've never read anything like that.
Yeah, Derek, I did read the preface. Derek is the author of this, and yeah, it was super interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm a sucker for a good like preface or introduction or whatever to some books.
Well, this was initially like only a Kindle thing, and like in the preface, he's just like, "There's something tactile about the books, like holding the book," and so like he just compiled it all together and made this collection. So Nico's the one who turned me on to it.
Oh, nice.
And Nico really enjoyed it. And I'm not gonna lie, it's usually this isn't my favorite cover art style, but it's really working. Like, let me see if my camera will pick it up. It's uses this kind of line art and uses the purple in a way that like makes me curious about what's going on. And then like there's like these tiny little monsters kind of right here. And we've got like some like it's cloudy and there's like lightning bolts and it's kind of like supposed to be, I believe it says it's like a psycho thriller mystery fantasy thingy. So I don't know. I'm excited to dig in.
I like a purple cover. Like I do.
Yeah, there's not enough purple covers out there.
That's why, like, you know, we all know, like, I think whether you've read them or not, whether you're a fan or not, everyone is like unanimous that the Sun Eater covers are like pure fire.
Oh yes,
pure fire. But Empire of Silence is my favorite because that purple cover is so good. I love a purple cover.
Yeah, do I have a lot of purple covers? I think I've got 1, 2, 3. Well, no, I guess Song of Susanna is purple. 4, 5, 6.
I don't have as much purple as I wish I had.
7.
This is funny because there's not a lot of purple on this, but this always gives me very purple vibes. This is just like Edgar Rice Burroughs' Barsoom bind up.
Oh, nice.
And it's funny because there's very little purple, but the purple on it is so good. Like it's on Deja's like little loincloth she's wearing, and it's in the title, and it's just so perfect.
This is the edition I have.
I love that.
Is that
I got
the
Mike, and I still haven't read it.
I'm a fan of John Carter. Like, so here's I think the John Carter movie is really good and underrated. And people are like, "Oh, it's so cheesy." And I can see why if you're taking that movie completely out of context. I think I can completely understand why it feels so like tropey and predictable and unoriginal and all of that. But what people don't realize is it was the very first one. Like this book series was written when the Civil War was like 5 years old. Okay. He did that trope, like he invented all of this. And so when the movie came out, it probably did feel very simplified and like overdone and predictable because it's a cool dude saving a hot chick from green monsters. But like what no one realizes is that it's brilliant because it was the absolutely first time that it had ever been conceptualized. So I thought that the movie was actually a pretty cool representation of the vibe of the book. So I know I feel like it was a huge, like underrated, like flew under the radar and got like crapped on by critics. But I like the John Carter movie because I'm a fan of the whole Barsoom like books and everything. I think they're so cool, especially if you're remembering like this was written in like the 1870s, you guys. Like seriously, like think about that. Like people were using bayonets and he was writing science fiction. That's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like, so I remember reading John Carter starting to like, I read the first 5 books shortly before the movie came out because my family was one of just like, oh, there's an adaptation coming out, you have to read the book first.
Right. Same.
And I felt like they didn't get the concepts right. Like even I don't know how old I was, but like sure the vibe, but I remember the storyline being super weird, and me just being like, this is not what happened in the books. What's going on? And that's kind of
It's
why
true.
I
They're
didn't
not
like
the same, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I like, because he has this whole thing about like, what is it, like the ninth color, or like there's a completely new color that's on Mars or something that can be weaponized, or that can be used for a lot of different things. And I remember the concept in the movie. I mean, they just used another shade of blue, but it was still like completely different from what was in the books, and that irritated me. Like,
that's a hard thing to conceptualize in a visual medium.
Yeah, but they also like changed the way it works in a way that I didn't like, and I wish I actually remembered what actually happened in like everything.
And to be fair, like I never watched the movie and read the books in close context at all. Like I watched the movie decades before I read the books.
Oh,
but
that's
I
good.
do know that when I had watched the movie, I was aware of its origins, and I was just like, I think that's really cool, and I just never hated it. And then when I read the books, I was just like, oh, I appreciate it so much more now.
Yeah, the books are great. I need to read more than just the first 5, because there's like 12 of them, right? Because or something.
Yeah, I haven't read all of them. I've just mostly I've only read the first 5, I believe. I'd have to go back and look for sure in my Goodreads, but again, it's not nothing revolutionary, but it's very, very fun, and it's just amazing to like really think about the fact that this is written like 200 years ago.
Right?
It's crazy. That is crazy to me. And same thing reading. I mean, like I'm trying to think, like I mean, like obviously like Mary Shelley or something like that, or even I just read The Outsiders for the first time this month. And I wish Tori was here to talk about it, but I did not read that book in high school. I feel like everybody I know read that book in high school, and I did not.
I didn't
and I read
either.
it for the first
It's
time.
so good.
And the crazy thing is, so like first of all, the concept of the story is a very easy sell for me. Like you give me a group of like, rough around the edges, kids from the 1960s in a coming of age tale, found family, like sold. Done. Easy. And then the fact that it's such a tight story where you still get all of my favorite things, which are, believable characters, realistic dialogue. Like that is just everything to me. And this book had all of it. So I was super, super excited to read it. And then I remember, so I'm from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. That's where the movie was filmed. And so I'm a big fan of the movie because our little town is really proud of that. It's like right outside of Tulsa. So it's like right where the whole book takes place. So as I'm reading this book, I'm remembering that it was written by a 16-year-old girl. And I'm sorry, but in this context, the fact that it was a girl is important because it's a story about a group of boys and it feels so authentic and so believable. It's realistic. Like I grew up with brothers, okay? And I'm just like, this is it. Like she nailed it. The fact that this book was written by a 16-year-old girl just blows my mind. I loved it. And the only reason I picked it up is because it was on Tori's like top book of the year. So thank you, Tori, if you ever come back.
It was now granted it's been 17 years since I read it, but like I still remember like I didn't know what a heater was at the time. I had to go look up what a heater was. Because like, there's a particular scene in the book where a character pulls one out and something happens. And I didn't understand. Like I was like, why did that happen? And so then like I had to go and look that up. But like it's a tragic book, but also it's really, really good. Like there's 2 particular scenes that just stand out.
Yeah. It is good. And the fact that it's maybe, I'm going to think, I have to go grab my copy. It's right in front of me, but I can't reach it. I think it's 270 pages maybe.
Yeah,
it's definitely under 300 pages. And she manages to develop these characters in such an authentic way that it's reminiscent of a Stephen King book. And I love me some Stephen King coming of age found family stories like it. Like this is reminiscent of it. But she does it in 300 pages. And that's crazy to me because it's just as effective and just as memorable. but somehow she did it in 300 pages, which, don't get me wrong, like he does it also in some short stories like The Body and stuff. So I'm not knocking against Stephen King, because I love me a long, big, fat Stephen King book. But I think it goes to show, like, that's some raw talent right there to deliver a story that's this cool in such a small little, like, bite-sized nugget. Love it.
No, absolutely. Let's see. Are we ready to do another sprint?
Absolutely.
I am. I've been reading this book since December, so I've got to finish it.
What book is it?
This is The Lonesome Crown by Brian Lee
Okay.
Durfee. And I want to say, I've said this 100 times, but I want to say it again. Do not let my pace be indicative of my enjoyment level, because I'm just doing a thing where since I'm primarily audio. There's no audiobook for this yet, as we all know. So what I've been doing is just every evening I read like 1 or 2 chapters, and I'm kind of savoring it and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm afraid that people are going to think that I'm not really digging it because I'm taking so long to read it, and that has nothing to do with it, because this book is like a banger. It's super good. So,
well, before we go, speaking of comments, let's see if I can get you mad at me. The Five Warrior Angels is definitely one I want to revisit. Speaking of the audio, I'm actually not a Tim Gerald Reynolds fan. So it was weird because I enjoyed him in Rhaeria, and then he got pigeonholed in Rhaeria.
yeah.
And everything else I listen to Tim Gerald Reynolds, I'm thinking of Rhaeria. So when I was listening to what's the first book? Forgetting Moon. When I was listening to Forgetting Moon, I didn't really enjoy the experience, and it could be because because of the inflection he put on some of the characters. So I want to go back and retry that series to see if the audio brought down my enjoyment of it.
And that could be. And like, so we just have completely different takes on TGR, because for me, I feel like he's such a chameleon, because like I've read Rhaenyra with him. I've read Red Rising with him. I've done 5 Warrior Angels. I have done the what is that Larry Correa series? The Son of the
Forgotten Saga. Forgotten Warrior Saga.
Forgotten Warrior Saga. Also underrated, totally awesome.
I'm actually starting that next month. I've got it.
Oh
right
my gosh,
here.
I hope you love it. I think it's so underrated. Anyway,
I've read 10 Larry Correa books and I've loved them all.
And maybe a couple other things from him. And one of the things I think makes him such an impressive narrator is that I feel like he creates a completely different experience for each series, but that's not your experience. So like, yeah, and so that's interesting to me, because for me, I feel like Darrow and Red Rising is a different TGR, and then my Royce and Hadrian is a completely different TGR, and then Liz Hen and Nail, like that's a different TGR, and so like I feel like he's able to differentiate between every series, but that's clearly not your series. That's not your experience. So like that's just different strokes, baby.
Well, with that out of the way, let's read till let's give it till 30, 35.
Works for me.
Do 35.
No Tim Gerard Reynolds for me.
Okay, sorry, I was texting my wife.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, it was just she's bored at work, and so I was just like, "Hey, how are things at work?" She's a respiratory therapist, so high stress job. She's hoping for a slow night. She works third shift. You know the usual.
My spouse is also in the medical world. He's a ER nurse, so yeah, I get that.
Evie is here to tell me that I'm just so wrong.
Well, she's not wrong, so that must mean you're wrong.
I'm not wrong, but you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
That is so true. Like, you can be wrong and still be entitled to talk about it. That's
Exactly.
so cool about this.
It's all subjective.
Look,
Well, I mean, just being who I am and loving what I love, like, I'm always going to take advantage of the opportunity to gang up on you with Evie, but I do
That's
respect
fine.
your opinion. Absolutely.
I'm used to it. I don't know who this Mike guy is, but he sounds pretty cool.
I have never heard of him. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, we'll go check out his channel. He might have a couple good videos on there.
maybe.
I'll throw him a sub.
Yeah, everybody throw Mike a sub if you aren't already subscribed.
There's probably not a lot of crossover or anything going on
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure that we're not watching. Yeah, you know, whatever.
Let's be real. He's our liege lord.
You know, when
We're
it came
fantastic.
to when it came to my booktube journey and starting my channel, like Mike is one of like I started Daniel Green like everybody does.
Sure.
And then like I was like, my tastes aren't really lining up with what Daniel's doing. And so then I found Mike. Mike sent me to Slowly Read. And then Slowly Read sent me to Nico, and then Nico got me to start my channel. The Alan is back and muted.
Alan.
What's up?
What up?
How did dinner?
Greetings.
How goes? How did what?
I said, how did dinner go?
It's good.
It was good.
It's
Was it
yummy.
Zaxby's?
No, it's tacos. It's tacos.
Okay. Did you get your video
That's not
edited?
Tuesday.
I know. No, I'm currently editing my video. I forgot how much I hate editing. Like, I don't want to do it.
It's.
I just want to read. Like, what am I gonna do with stupid crap?
Editing has gotten much better since I switched from open source to Filmora. I'm using Filmora 11. I didn't upgrade to 12.
Let me tell you what would make my life wonderful is if, like, I just did every one of my videos was like 2 hours because I just did everything live. Never had to edit anything. I just went on and been like, yeah, so
I'm interested in that approach. Like, can we just do that?
like I wish, but then like
Apparently Matt doesn't edit his videos.
Who?
Is that true?
Who?
Matt
Who?
Matt's fantasy reviews.
I don't know. How would you know that unless you asked him specifically? I haven't asked him.
Somebody told me he didn't edit. He just records and throws it up.
That sounds like part of some mythos.
That sounds like some Brian Lee Durfee shit right there.
Yeah, like I don't think people can. No, so Evie, it'll be fine. Like my friends would watch it. Like my friends would watch it, and that'd be awesome. No one else would watch it. Like people are gonna be like, oh, a 2-hour review of a KJ Parker book, 0 views. You know, like YouTube would take views away from me. So
I feel like you need a PhD to use DaVinci Resolve.
yeah, DaVinci. So Mike, my very first video I edited on DaVinci Resolve, it took me 8 hours, and it was a 15-minute video because I didn't know how to use. I'd never used video editing, period, and DaVinci was very confusing. So I would just I'm going to start doing half of them though. Like these books up here that I don't have reviews for, screw it. I ain't filming them. The ones that I've read and that I'm behind on, screw it. Doing a live. I'm gonna do a live. Be like, hey, come check out these books Alan read, and I'll talk about them. I got notes.
Mike, I pretty much do like weekly sprints unless I've got like specific live shows that I need to do. So
What up,
if you
PL?
want in, just let me know.
What up, PL?
PL's doing in the house.
Yeah, this is my first time being invited, and I'm vibing, so I'm down. And honestly, like I have some serious issues with buckling down and doing physical reading. Like Brent and I were talking in the comments, but I'm not joking. Like audiobooks are becoming a crutch and not a tool. And so like I want to get back to like forcing myself to actually put in time with my eyes and reading, because I don't want to use audiobooks like a crutch. I want them to be a tool. So invite me on all the live streams, because this is so good for me, because with my particular flavor of ADHD, I need to feel like I'm multitasking at all times. Like I've you know, this is something I've zeroed in on. Like I have to feel like I am multitasking at any given time when I'm conscious.
Preach
So
that,
when I'm doing live streams like this, when I'm doing sprints, I feel like I'm multitasking, and so I have no problem staying locked in on what I'm reading, because I know that I'm multitasking. I know that sounds insane, but it literally is where I'm at. Like if I'm not multitasking, then I'm zoned out.
Madison, I hate it. When I'm editing a video, I am literally watching television on the other monitor. Even though I need to hear my video, I've got American Ninja Warrior playing right here, because I cannot sit in this room with just the freaking editing footage. Like I can't.
Okay, that's so much where I'm at, because I feel like it's like a handicap. Because when I'm just sitting somewhere comfortable, like I'm sitting at my kitchen table or I'm sitting at my couch or whatever, and I'm reading, I feel physically uncomfortable because I need to be multitasking. And it's something that's taken me like 36 years to zero in on, but I need to multitask. So these reading sprints are super ideal for me, because I'm like contributing. I'm on somebody's channel. I'm making a video. I'm doing something. I'm being filmed, but I'm reading, and it's so great for my brain to be locked in that way. So thank you for inviting me is what I'm getting at.
Absolutely. The invitation is always open. Like if you ever feel
I'm here.
PL's the man. I talked to PL last Friday on that disaster of a page chewing episode.
What do you mean disaster? That was so fun.
It was by far, I don't know.
That was engaging.
The weirdest stream I've ever been on.
Oh, come on, Alan. Things tend to devolve when it's just like me and you going at it.
It was amusing. I laughed very, very, very hard. I can't. So Brent, I have to edit because I do things like this where I leave long pauses in between the things that I say, and I also say today, Junior, like, you know, so I have to.
That's me.
If I get frustrated, I will full on just let out a rage F-bomb into the ether, and I have to cut those out.
My wife doesn't like how like angry I get at myself because if I mess the same thing up multiple times in a row, like my face just goes. So and then Magical Songs been. And so this Tiago,
when Tiago grew a mustache and
PL, that was, I laughed so hard at that. I have no idea what that stream was, and I have no idea what was said. But I can't go back and watch myself because it looks like I can't. I'm so embarrassed hearing myself talk.
It was a great time.
It's funny.
So did you get your 2 chapters read, Madison?
I read more than 2 chapters for sure. I am officially at 72%. Nice. And my goal is to finish it by the end of the month. So I shouldn't have a problem doing that if I could just get on a couple more live streams.
I'll probably have one next week, but let me look at the calendar.
Might be too late. I don't know. I don't understand.
It'll definitely be too late. There's only 5 days left.
Oh no, I can do that. I've been reading it for 2 months, so it's time to wrap it up.
Andrew, the simple solution is you have to run live streams every day for the next 5 days.
Oh God, my wife will kill me.
If you could facilitate that, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
My wife would not be cool with that.
You can get the live streams too. Just give her a book.
I don't think my wife has read a book in 7 years.
Oh.
Yeah, like we are two opposites. I'm the nerd, she's a jock. She plays hockey. That's my wife's
That's
passion.
awesome.
Oh.
So
That's
she
so
is
cool.
she's a hockey player. She watches sports. Like I'm like, yay, sports ball. Like that's me. I don't.
Oh, I get that. I'm married to a complete opposite too. Like sometimes I wonder why we even live in the same house, because like we actually are pretty compatible when it comes down to it, but we have nothing in common. Like very little crossover. Like we watch TV together sometimes.
Yeah, like that's what my wife's idea of us spending time together is going to the grocery store, watching a Gordon Ramsay TV show, and then hanging out with our kids. Like that's a good time.
That's
It's
it.
rotten.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
burned.
Most of our crossover is cooking related. Like we're big Iron Chef fans in our house, big Chopped fans. Our kids love it too. Like we are big Food Network fans. So
Yeah.
that's most of our crossover right there.
Well, I'm usually so brain dead after watching my kids all day. I can't like watch like television with a story arc. Like I have to watch something brainless and where like I'm like, oh cool, they made a dish, and then like zone out for another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's all my brain can handle.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. It's my favorite thing about Gordon. Speaking of Gordon's potty mouth, is when he did Hot Ones, and he like dropped like 144 f-bombs in like 10 minutes.
It's ruining his palate. I'm surprised he would do that.
I love spicy food. I mean,
You must. That's crazy with the chip and everything.
oh, it was fun. It was fun. Alan just was like, "Cui bono? Why? To who's good?"
Cui bono, to who's good.
I like spicy stuff, but I also like to be able to like taste. Like I just don't want it to be all about the heat. You know what I mean? Like I still want to taste the rest of the flavors that are there. So I don't know. But sometimes I'll take potato chips in a Ziploc bag with a whole bunch of Valentina, and then you shake it up till the chips are like really soggy, and you eat them. That's really delicious.
People are wanting me to eat this darn gummy bear. I'm scared.
Go ahead and eat it right now. We're here. Let's go.
Yeah, just do it now, Andrew.
If Bo was in the chat, maybe. Because Bo bought it for me.
I wish Bo was here.
And Bo has to be watching. Watch him be like, I was summoned, and then I'm like doomed. Oh jeez. Oh
no.
He's here.
I'll open the box and smell it and see if it smells like death.
And that'll make it more appetizing, of course.
Yeah. We want you to make the best Little Nitro video on the internet. Little Nitro challenge. Fully chew this fiery bear and see if you can handle the heat. Can you go 5 full minutes without relief?
Why would you do that? I just don't get it.
It's
really
a tiny little bear.
Oh, I thought it was like a big bear from the package. I thought it was like 2 inches tall.
Tiny.
Yeah. Dang.
Like when I eat gummies, I'm going for a totally different vibe.
Oh, that smells evil.
No. No.
I mean, let me go get some milk. Be right back.
Andrew talked himself into this.
I don't know how you could do this without mentally preparing. And also, not just mentally preparing, but physically preparing. Like, what did he eat today? Does he really want to do this?
I think the physically preparing is more important. I think mentally preparing yourself is, I don't know.
You got to do it, right?
You gotta do it. Yeah, just do it. Go whole all
Band-Aid.
Shia LaBeouf, just not the actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, Andrew, we're concerned about you physically.
Are
Have
you?
you had plenty of fats today?
Did he just eat it? Oh no!
It's really hot.
Oh my gosh! What did you eat today?
I have no idea.
Did you prepare your body for this?
Ooh.
Nope, it's gonna feel real bad coming back out, Andrew.
He's like, I had a Jimmy Dean for breakfast and Taco Bell for lunch, and a gummy for dinner.
It's gonna be pretty explosive.
Oh my god!
It's really chewy.
Well, it's a gummy. Like, what would you compare the texture to as far as like mainstream gummies, like Haribo, Trolley, Sour Patch? Like, what are we talking about here?
Like a Now and Later?
Oh,
that's
hard?
disappointing. Now and Laters have good flavor, but the worst texture.
Are you happy, Bo?
Bo, I didn't expect you to show up.
Did you ping him?
Nobody pinged him. I didn't ping him.
Albanese, yes. Okay, Brent is right. Those are the best gummies. Texture and flavor, Albanese, all the way. The white bag.
It's not as bad as a chip, but it hurts.
Not yet. It was like 45 seconds ago that you ate it. You do realize that, right?
Yep.
2:50.
He's thinking it's like 10 minutes in.
2 hours, 50 seconds, and 30 seconds was the start time, roughly.
Wow. Yeah, Albanese for sure for the best gummies. You're turning a different color. Yeah, the color is white. Like he's getting paler.
It's sucking the color out of your skin.
It's warm.
I would never.
I did.
You did.
I don't want to say I
It
would
just
never.
looks uncomfortable. Like,
I mean, I was curious.
so did it have a flavor at first, like cherry or strawberry or anything? No, just
It's
ass
hot.
and heat.
Just hot.
Damn.
The heat is the flavor.
Heat is the flavor.
But I don't like really, really hot stuff because then it's just heat. I'm like, but like, you got notes of anything else?
What? When did I eat this thing?
2:50:30. So you're almost at 2 minutes.
It's not good.
Not good.
Yep, 2 minutes exactly.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to drink the milk. I'm not making it the 5 minutes.
Do it. I will not judge you at all. Like, I think that's so intense.
No, it's just gross.
Oh, so it's a badly flavored one.
So they couldn't even throw you like a flavor on top of it.
It's just straight fire. That's all it is.
Versus like a little bit of nacho seasoning or something.
My senior year, I lived on hot tamales, the candy, hot tamales, and Pepsi. Why am I alive? You know?
What?
And the
Does
funny
your
thing
stomach like you at all?
I don't know. And like the crazy thing is, I mean, like body wise, I was probably primo at like 18 years old, right? Yeah, I was living on hot tamales and Pepsi. I don't know. I could never pull it off now. But I
It
ate
sounds
those.
like a recipe for acid reflux.
Probably explains a lot of things.
There's a recipe for acid reflux.
All I ate in college, I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and
Camel lights in a box. Yeah.
Yeah, and I drank like 6-7 cans of soda a day. I drank so much soda that when I went to visit Japan, like they couldn't understand, like they didn't understand how anybody could drink that soda all the time. They called me Cola-san because I always had a 20-ounce bottle of Coke in my hand. So they literally called me Cola-san. And I don't know how like I have done so well considering the fact that I smoked so much for so long and only drank Coke. Like, I don't know how I didn't collapse from dehydration. Like, I never drank water. I do now. And it was like regular Coke.
I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, I kind of feel like this whole hydration thing is a big scam because like intellectually, I understand it. Like, I really do. In fact, I read a book a couple years ago about like disease and links to dehydration, and it's called like "You're not sick, you're thirsty." Like I understand it on an intellectual level, but like I think back to being raised in the 90s, and like fucking nobody carried around a hydro flask. Like, do you remember anybody in your childhood, your years of growing up? Do you remember any single adult carrying a water bottle? Do you?
No.
You know what I drank my whole life? Kool-Aid. My mom.
Water and Kool-Aid.
I don't remember my mom ever drinking water. Ever.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of
So
water.
I'm like,
Kool-Aid.
where is this coming from? Do you think Jesus walked around with a hydro flask? Do you? Because I don't. And so
fair,
I'm just wondering.
I'm not sure they had them in like turn of the century or turn of the millennium, like Judea.
Yeah, they only had Yetis.
Yeah.
I had a Nalgene bottle.
They're sponsored by Yeti.
They only had like
that car. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like I do believe in water. I do believe in it. Like I've lived both sides of it. I've been a dehydrated bitch. I've been a hydrated bitch. Like I get it. I think there's something to it. But I also think that people are overplaying it to a point because I grew up in the 90s and we were doing just fine. That's all I'm saying.
People overplay everything.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I think it's a trend and I'm going to write it out because it's free, you know? It's water.
The guy who ran our dorm would always point at me like he'd see that like there would be people we didn't know and he would point at me and he would say the equivalent of this guy is not healthy. He'd be like, "Yo, him ginky janai, power down." Like, stop saying that. And then he's like, "You," because he didn't know a bunch of English, but he'd be like, "Hey, you." He'd go and he'd do this exact thing. Like we're at the Denny's. It's called Royal House, but it's like the equivalent of Denny's. He goes, "You, cola, tobacco, potato chips," because I couldn't. I always had like a bag of potato chips, so he'd be like, "You, cola, tobacco, potato chips," and he just kept doing that. I'm like, "Stop, Oto-san."
It's your only personality.
I have been an American amongst Asians before, and it is pretty humiliating. Let me just tell you. I spent 2 months in Thailand when I was in high school, and it was embarrassing.
So my wife is Chinese, and so we eat a lot of Chinese restaurants. But we eat at the real Chinese restaurants, so we're like they've got like the Asian newspaper at like right in front of the door. And I was the only white guy in the restaurant at the time. And I used chopsticks. I got a round of applause.
Most Americans, most gaijin don't know how to use chopsticks.
So I have 3 kids. They are 7, almost 9, and 11. And they all know how to use chopsticks beautifully. And I do not. So I would clap as well for you, Andrew.
I guess.
I only learned like maybe a year or 2 ago how to actually use chopsticks because I think I don't know. I think I started getting sushi with the girl I was dating at the time. So this is actually maybe over 2 years ago now. Time. And I basically watched a bunch of YouTube videos to figure out how to actually like do it because I was like, this is stupid. I should know how to use these by now. But like my mom growing up like hated sushi. So like we got takeout Chinese, but we didn't use chopsticks for that. Like
I regret eating that bear.
You sweating?
Should have used chopsticks.
It soured my stomach. Not good.
No doubt.
On that note, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here.
All right.
Mainly because I got to go eat some Tums.
Bye.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to check everybody out who joined the stream. And I'm going to go ahead and end it here.
Bye.
Bye.